Hi, it's Pastor Jennifer, and this is 3 Minute Theology. So, for today, I thought the subject for our conversation should be something I'm kind of ambivalent about: mail. When I was a kid, I loved getting mail. It was so much fun to get letters and cards from my grandparents, from my aunts and uncles that were asking about what was going on in my life, my interests, my hobbies, my concerns. And then from friends, I would get letters too sometimes, and that was a lot of fun. But since I've gotten older, the mail that I get is like bills or solicitations for stuff that I'm not interested in. It's like none of the mail I get is specific to me anymore. But it made me think about how in Scripture there's a lot of mail that was written a long time ago to people who are long since dead, and it kind of can feel like that mail isn't specific to us, but I think that it really is. So, an example of this, I was reading a letter today from Colossians, and there's a line in there that Paul writes. It says, "Stop lying to each other," and it makes me think, "Wow, that could be written today." It gets kind of wild. But there's another source for mail that you might not know about, and that's in the book of Revelation. Now, the book of Revelation starts out pretty wild. You've got Jesus, and he's got these swords coming out of his mouth, and this great light all around. It's pretty crazy. But then there are these 7 individual messages to the major churches of the day. And one of the messages is to the church in Ephesus, and it says, "Hold on until I come to help you out." And then another church in Laodicea, it's like, "Stop being lukewarm. Be either hot or cold, or I'll vomit you out of my mouth." And it really speaks to the idea that God is speaking to them in their time, but probably also speaking to us in our time. I think so. Now, the context for these letters that was John of Patmos was writing is really interesting. There was a lot of persecution that was happening. The Emperor Domitian was a really bad guy, and you might think that John would say, lay low, get quiet, just try to survive, go along to get along. But he doesn't say that at all. He says, get big in your faith, get strong in your faith, be bold in your faith. And I think that's the message that we want to read in those letters for us today. It can get really crazy out there to be thinking about what the Christian message is, but it's always the same. It's always about love. It's always about empowerment. It's always about inclusion. It's always about justice and hope. So get big in your faith. Read your mail. All right? That's it for 3 Minute Theology. Bye-bye.